We are live for the West Coast Draft Podcast. It's Beau Gleason. It's the Will Levis fanboy himself, Robert Joking.
Yeah,
And we got the returning icon, Daniel Lisenby. Welcome
he's
back, my
back,
friend.
folks.
How
He's
have you been?
back.
How's it going, boys? It's been good. No longer have a fever.
Hey, that's all you can
We
ask
love
for,
to
right?
hear it.
We love to hear it, man. We love to
Back and
hear it.
healthy and feeling good. Eating cereal.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, the cereal is, as everyone knows, the breakfast of champions. It's also the dessert of champions. Shout out former podcast Cameron Masters, by the way, who's the greatest cereal
Connoisseur.
connoisseur that I've yeah, there you go. That I think I've personally ever met.
Oh, absolutely. Me too.
He took
Might
he
be the
took
biggest
cereal
one in the world.
seriously. He's probably the biggest cereal connoisseur in the whole world. So he took it seriously. Credit to where credit's due on that. Shout out Cameron Masters. But what we got here is NFL Week 9 review. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk about for my Cincinnati Bengals on a positive note. Seahawks also
Oh
played this
boy.
weekend. Well, I'm
Yeah,
sure we'll have
it was
thoughts there.
rough. It was rough,
Um,
man.
and then we'll get into the Week 10 picks. So, but we should probably start off. We did talk. I guess we did talk on the
We did.
last
I had my victory
show.
lap, and
Yeah, your victory. You
I
had
had my
Will
I had
Levis
my Will
victory
Levis
lap.
victory lap. Dude's a stud. What else can I say? He's got a ham cannon.
Yeah. He
he's too shredded to be an NFL quarterback. And guess what? He's so shredded and he's doing just fine. That was one of the dumbest things out there. It's like, oh, he's been working too much on muscles. It's like, oh my God. He looks great. His arms look really good.
he's getting it done, man. He's definitely getting it done. So we'll actually skip over that game because
We
again, we've
talked about it
already
plenty. Yeah.
yeah, we talked about it plenty. So we'll go straight into the Germany game in
Guten
Frankfurt.
Tag.
Guten Tag. Um, the Dolphins and the Chiefs, I guess they both went to Germany. Dolphins spot them a 21-point lead.
Hmm.
Almost came back, but didn't. Fell short, just like any Tua deep ball. Just kidding. Not every Tua deep ball, but the one specifically. Which what
Hmm.
the hell happened? Did it just slip out of his hand? I didn't even see it. Like, wow, how did he underthrow it that poorly?
You know, shout out to Trent McDuffie for a huge play
Yeah.
on
Mm.
Tyreek. Shout out to the designers of the stadium and the Jumbotron. Several punts hit the Jumbotron and it was a redo because of that. That was awesome. I love that.
Mhm.
I wonder what would have
Yeah.
happened if they just kept on redoing punts. Iowa fans would be loving it.
Iowa fans just send the team over to Germany. Honestly, I don't think they'd hate that actually, now that I bring it up. Um, but there you go. I mean, man, Dolphins, when are you gonna beat a good team? Like you got
Hmm.
killed by the Bills. You were getting killed by the Chiefs for a bit. You did come back. Credit where credit's due for that, but you still fell short. And you got killed by the Eagles. Like you've played three good teams and you got pretty much killed by all of them. Now, granted, a 70-21 victory over the Broncos looks great. It helps your point differential, that's for sure. But man, what Dolphins team's going to show up when the things matters most and the playoffs arrive? Like they're going to be playing a good team in wild card round. Like even if they win the division. So it's I just don't know with these Dolphins, man. They just scream frauds.
Hmm.
They scream beating up on bad. Let's see who their wins are against. So because they scream just beating up on the worst possible opponents. Chargers, okay. They got two wins against the Patriots, who it's a bad Patriots team. Broncos, Giants, other than the Chargers, they do not have a good win. And even the Chargers, it's like they're 4-4 and
And that was
also
week
have their
one, and it
problems.
was
And that was week
close as
one.
hell.
Yep. Dolphins, man. Let's look at the rest of their schedule now. I shouldn't have caught away that quickly. We're looking at Raiders, okay. Jets, okay. Commies, okay. Okay, yeah. Until they've got another probably 5 gimme wins here the rest of the way. And they're on a bye week this week, which I'm sure helps. They got 5 gimme wins here. Maybe the Jets games aren't gimme wins, honestly. Maybe I'm underestimating the Jets there, but Raiders, Commies, Titans will be. And then you probably got 3 losses to end the year. So, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, 11-6 might win the AFC East this year with how the Bills are down and the Patriots and Jets are just terrible. But who knows, man? Who knows? As for the Chiefs, I didn't come away
They
from this
keep
game.
rolling.
They're rolling. They're winning games. I don't know if I'm still not impressed by them though.
I agree. They don't look like the same Chiefs. Just not as explosive. Their defense is really good though.
No,
their
defense is excellent.
One thing that did have a pretty big impact was I think the Chiefs got there a day earlier.
That'll make a difference. Just look at the Bills and the Bills and Jags. That's for sure. But yeah. Any thoughts on this one, Daniel?
The whole the only thought I have, I don't really have anything about the Chiefs. The only thought I have about the Dolphins though is I feel like every week media pundits just have a completely different opinion on this team. Like every time they blow out a bad team, they're a Super Bowl contender. Every time they lose, and in this case they've lost to good teams this year, they're not going to be able to beat good teams. But I think ultimately, man, they're still good. You can only play what you have on your schedule, right? So they're still winning the games they need to win. They're going to lose games like every other team's going to lose games. So I still think they're going to be fine, man. I think the whole, Miami's going to, back into the playoffs. They're going to lose in the wild card round because they can't beat good teams. You don't really know that. None of us really knows that for sure. Miami's still a good team. Hell, Buffalo, they look down and out right now. And then, gosh, they're probably going to win 4 straight, and people are going to anoint them as Super Bowl contenders again.
That's true. You're right.
It's overreactionary. That's the one thing, because every single week is a different opinion about the Dolphins. Every single week I see a completely different reaction to that team. It's either they're gonna win it all or they're shit. They're nothing. Tua's overrated. Tyreek is, whatever. Leave that team alone, man.
leave Miami alone.
Leave Miami alone. Bring back the Britney Spears meme, dude.
We're lucky they ever performed for us, honestly. And you know what? I'm actually guilty of that because literally on the picks episode last week, I was like, "Oh, Miami's playing better football right now. They're going to beat Kansas City," and here I am shitting on them. So, there you go, victim of circumstance. But
I will say,
right.
Tyreek giving Andy Reid a little belly tap was pretty funny.
Wait, when did that happen? Was that end of the game?
I think it was pregame.
There you go.
That's hilarious.
There you go. Moving forward to an NFC North game here. So I think we'll let Daniel actually lead off with his thoughts. But the Minnesota Josh Dobbs,
I hated this game so much.
Went into Atlanta and came back and embarrassed the Falcons 31-28. Go ahead and lead off, Daniel. I can tell you've got thoughts on this one.
I hate the Falcons so much. I hate Atlanta so much, bro. Jonnu Smith on the 1-yard line. What kind of play call is that? Atlanta.
You used the 8th overall pick on Bijan Robinson. You refused to use him.
Atlanta.
And it wasn't even, but it was Jonnu Smith and not even Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what exactly. Thank you, Rob.
Throw a fade to Drake London or Kyle Pitts. Oh
yeah.
Oh my God, it's so stupid.
I hate Atlanta. I hate Arthur Smith. They should have won this game, guys. Even despite all of the crap that they tried to pull throughout this game, towards the end of the third quarter, they were up by 8 points. It was 21-13. Jonnu Smith took a screen to the house. They were looking okay. Defensively, they got 3 takeaways on Josh Dobbs. And they came in, right, towards the end of the game. They took the lead, 28-24. Tyler Algier, great drive. Great drive by him. Great running back. And they let Josh Dobbs
win.
Josh Dobbs scrambles right every single goddamn play. I swear to God. Every time I saw this guy pop up on red zone, he just scrambles right every play. And Atlanta doesn't defend it. So either Josh Dobbs gets 10 yards of rushing, he can get a first down like he did on that 4th and 6, in the last drive, or you find someone open. Atlanta.
No, I saw that too. Every time it was on red zone, it was a Josh Dobbs rollout, right? And it kept working. So
Does
at a
Josh
certain
Dobbs
point,
have the potential to play 18 games?
shoot, he probably will, man. I think he will.
Because of I don't know when Arizona or Minnesota had their buys though. That's the thing.
Oh, good. No, Minnesota already had their bye, so
Dobbs
I
playing
think
18
so.
games. Well, Kirk, Jaron. Well, they
Yeah,
should actually
yeah.
still.
Oh, nope, never mind. Minnesota hasn't had their bye yet. Never mind. I'm wrong about that. They play this weekend. Yeah, their bye is in
Oh, no bye.
between
No,
this
no, no,
this
no, no.
Bears and the Raiders. So their bye's after Thanksgiving.
Oh, yuck.
So
Oh, it's a bummer. That would be cool. He'd be the first.
it would have been the
Uh,
first.
I'm happy to see him do well, and then they're posting the astronaut picture after that.
The astronaut, man. The astronaut. Um,
Astronaut.
man, Josh Dobbs is a baller, man. I won't lie.
Three
He's
teams this year so far.
three
God
teams. Three
damn.
teams since since the last preseason game. He's been on three teams alone. That's crazy enough as is. So
Hmm.
um man, good. I mean, good on him for going in there and winning.
Good
I
for
still don't
him.
think Minnesota's got. I mean, he was also playing well in the Cardinals' first couple games this season, and then he fell off. He'll probably do the same thing in Minnesota, to be honest. Although Minnesota does have more talent than Arizona does. Good segue here, unless we have any thoughts on Atlanta. It seemed like Daniel kind of got him out. Like, what the hell are you
I hate
doing,
the
Arthur
Falcons
Smith?
so much. I hate the Falcons. I really hate that team, and I hate Arthur Smith. I hate his play calling. I'm sure he's a great person, but his play calling and his
The
just
mustache is bad too.
mustache is disgusting, and his player usage is worse.
Well, no, it's funny actually. I saw a video, Arthur Smith's son on Halloween dressed up as his dad. And they got a video, his mom got a video of him calling a play for his favorite player, Bijan Robinson. And all the comments were, wow, his son's a better play caller than he is. And it was like three. Um, but yeah, speaking of a talentless Arizona team, the talentless Arizona team went to Cleveland
Oh,
and got
yuck.
58 total yards. So there's that.
The first Deshaun Watson touchdown pass was the ugliest touchdown pass in history. It
Oh
was
yeah.
so
No, I don't walk
bad.
away from this game and think any
That was
differently of
so
Cleveland.
bad. I know, but that was such a bad touchdown pass.
Yeah. We'll see if Arizona can string together some wins now that Kyler's back. But Clayton
Mhm.
Tune, you are not it, my friend. Me and
Yep,
Rob both knew that from the draft pods way back in draft season. Clayton
lost
Tune ain't
media
it.
right there.
Yeah, lost media. Man, they've gone full on tank mode. And now that Chicago's got 3 wins, shout out Thursday Night Football. It's them or Carolina for the first pick, I think. And Carolina's pick
Hmm.
belongs to Chicago, so it's them or Chicago.
I believe in the
Um,
Giants. I believe in the Giants.
that's true. I guess the Giants still only have 2 wins too, and the Patriots only have 2 wins.
Danny
They're both wrong.
DeVito.
The worst quarterback in
I'm
NFL
surprised
history.
they didn't take Wentz. Jeez.
They should have, honestly. Keep him in the NFC East,
Is
man. Let him.
Stetson back with the Rams or no?
I have no idea, actually. Probably not if they're signing Wentz,
Yeah.
but that's a weird situation. But anyways, Cards are
Bad.
horrible,
Really bad.
really bad, really, really bad. Browns, good job. You beat the Cardinals. You play the Ravens this week. Gear up. That's going to be a different game. But speaking on the Ram, unless any thoughts on this one, Daniel? Any thoughts on Cardinals Browns?
Nope, nope.
I was gonna say I didn't think there would be any. Speaking of the Rams, though, they went into Green Bay and got absolutely shellacked by future Pro Bowl quarterback Jordan Love. I wish I was joking about that. The way alternates circle into the Pro Bowl, Jordan Love probably will be in the Pro Bowl this year. But man, Rams quarterback situation's ugly, man. I mean, Brett Rippon, we knew he wasn't good. He's really bad. credit to the Packers defense. They played well in this game for sure. Carson Wentz, if Stafford's out, we'll see what Wentz can do. I mean, you could do worse as far as spot starters go than Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
I'm excited to see how he operates in a McVay offense.
Yeah. And as far as the Packers go, you guys still suck. But you suck slightly less than a Rams team that was starting Brett Rippon. So congrats for that. The Packers
really tried to give the Rams that game though, I gotta say.
Yeah, their offense still was not performing well at all.
I think they had like 3 turnovers. And Brett Rippon's so bad, couldn't do anything with it.
Exactly. They did have the leading passer, rusher, and receiver in this game, though, and you don't see that whole lot. Also, I'm looking down. Sorry, I don't want to spoil it too far in advance, but Josh Allen was the leading rusher from the Bengals-Bills game. That's kind of funny.
Bills need a running game, man. We've been saying that for a while. They need a running game. And they haven't wanted any running backs. We've been saying that.
True. Speaking of really bad teams that used to be really good, how about them Patriots?
Yeah.
Gosh, man, they are just atrocious. Unless they're playing an in division. Actually, no, they don't. They're bad against Miami too. I was gonna say they play good against the Bills and they play good against the Jets, and that's about it. Those might be their only.
They have for the last 30 years. It feels like mid 25.
Yeah, those are their only 2 wins, right? The Bills and the Jets, I think. Yeah, those are the only 2 wins, Bills and Jets.
It is bad there, man.
Yeah, they're in a bad spot. I just hope they don't get Caleb. That's
Sam Howell put up 325 on him. I don't think Caleb wants to play there. He's got no weapons, no protection. And it's stale, bad culture right now, to be completely honest.
But it is Boston media market, and Patriots are a historic organization that, they probably won't tolerate that kind of nonsense for too much longer.
Wait,
I think he should retire this year. It's so bad. The Patriots, they don't have weapons.
Dude, I was going to say, Wes Welker broke out. I mean, they lost, but Welker looked pretty good. Dude, Gronk, man.
The Gronk kid, that young Gronk kid, that tight end from U of A, he might turn into something.
I like Aaron Hernandez a lot from Florida.
Yeah, he's got that killer instinct. I can feel it.
He's not afraid to take shots.
He's not afraid to take shots.
Hey, Tommy Boy's still looking sharp. He's what, like 32 now, 33? He's playing like he's 25, man. It's crazy. Like he's poised to have another MVP season. I know they lost against Washington, but the top teams always lose a few stinkers every now and then. So
no team goes undefeated. Well, I guess except one of those Patriots teams. And they even lost in the Super Bowl. So, which was only 4 years ago, as we know. Way back in 2007. Yeah, as far as Commanders, again, it's just one of those things where it's like I don't really take much from the Commanders in this game. Sam Howell actually played decent.
He put up 325.
He hasn't really been horrible for him, honestly. I wouldn't be like tying the wagon to him or anything, but he hasn't been the problem in Washington.
He'll be a journeyman, I think.
Yeah. They're 4-5. They're not out of it, honestly. In a weak NFC, they're not out of the wild card race.
If we lose to them this weekend, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, that'd be.
We won't.
Great. Probably won't though. Yeah, I mean, shoot, like I said though, I mean, commies aren't out of the wild card race quite yet, which is funny. I feel like we go, they're kind of like the Dolphins, only they actually are bad. Where it's like 1 week they're buried, the next week, the Commanders can string some wins together here. They could be a wild card. Oh no, they do suck. Oh, they're right back in the wild card race. That's more of a product of the NFC being horrible versus them actually being good though. Yeah. Any more thoughts on this one? No. Cool. Well, in that case, we will talk about a team that's legitimately horrible. However, is now has 3 wins. Chicago going down to New Orleans. New Orleans, the most fraudulent 5-4 team ever. Let's take a look at what these 5 wins are. They're 5-4. Their wins are the Titans, the Panthers, the Patriots, the Colts. Actually, the Colts game, that's putting up those kind of number of points. The Colts defense is horrible, but put up points. And the Bears. A
Man,
very
I bet they're
fraudulent
pissed about
5-4.
that Packers loss. That one
Oh,
hurts.
100%. They could be 6-3 right now, and just no one would still be taking them seriously. Um, and they also could have easily beaten the Jags too, funny enough. But I mean, looking ahead to their schedule, I mean, other than the Lions game, they could legitimately win out. They could be
Oh,
we could be talking
jeez.
about 12-5 Saints
Buck,
team.
Bucks.
Yeah, no, that's the only other one that's kind of teetering, honestly, for
That
me.
Falcons game can maybe be a playoff game.
That's true. They got 2 games left against the Falcons. So we'll see,
Yeah,
man.
I think they're making a playoff, and I will be so vindicated if they do, if
They
they can make a playoff.
suck. They're not
But
good.
the whole thing I was saying about them, about the hype, was that they're in the NFC South, and the NFC South so bad. That's the only reason. Never thought they were a good team.
They're gonna get
That's the
absolutely
worst.
slaughtered by the Cowboys in the first round, assuming the Cowboys get the 5 seed.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's see. Chicago still sucks. Sorry, Tyson Bagent. Although Tyson Bagent is 2-1 as a starter, so or no, 2-2. No, he lost to the Chargers. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Still 2-2. It's probably better than anyone would have expected, honestly. So
Oh no, he didn't look good tonight though.
no, but I'm saying from a team record standpoint, which, as
Yeah,
everyone knows,
yeah.
wins are definitely a QB stat. Um,
Oh yeah.
any thoughts on your favorite team in the league, the Chicago Bears, Daniel?
Favorite team in the league, bro. If they were my
Yeah.
favorite team in the league, I would be depressed every weekend, man.
It
That's
would
coming
be
from a
bad.
Lions fan, dude. I actually saw something recently. Apparently, the Lions have a slightly better record than the Bears over like the last 10 to 15 years. Which is pretty impressive.
That's actually really sad when you think about it, because the Lions still haven't been that good over the last 10 to
That's
15
what I'm
years.
saying. I think the Lions have like 65 wins in total. The Bears have like 60. So it's just, yeah, real neck and neck there at the bottom.
Hmm.
That's a bad look for Chicago, man. What happened? What happened to the 85 Bears?
A lot
What
of
happened
bad
to the
hires.
We'll
Bears?
talk
A lot
about it,
of
man.
bad hires.
What happened to the Bears? Um,
They need Devin Hester back.
yeah, they made the Super Bowl in 2006. I can't even remember that
With
because I just feel
Rex
like
Grossman as their
Rex
quarterback.
Grossman. That's right.
Probably the worst Super Bowl starting quarterback in
Oh yeah,
quite some time.
probably.
Speaking of Rex Grossman, you know which quarterback reminds me of Rex Grossman right now?
Who's that?
Jordan Love.
Jordan.
Oh,
Packers literally have the 2020s version of Rex Grossman on their team,
There you go,
and I
man.
feel so
that's
happy.
fun. I
Well, I
gotta
mean,
dig
he's
out
a
some
free
old
agent.
Rex
No, I
Grossman.
guess they did re-sign him. They re-signed him from cheap though, so they could move on pretty quickly if they want. If they decide this year was too bad. Um, let's see what's next here. Oh, I see what's next. Want to just get,
Give me
rip
the
the band-aid
floor.
off?
Give me the
Rip the
floor.
band-aid
What's up,
off.
Robert?
Seahawks got absolutely punked. And it was, the Ravens D is legit, legit, legit. Geno didn't really have much of a choice. He's not been good this year, but I wouldn't say this game's on him. I think it was like 10-3 at half or something. I forget. It
Hmm.
was like decently close at half. Can you get up that box score for me?
Yeah, let's do it. I think it
And
was
like
14-3, but
we
yeah,
had a we had a stupid sack fumble. Like
17-3.
right. Yeah, yeah. The 17 was on a stupid sack fumble. The defense just, the offense had like three and outs almost every drive. And the defense was actually playing quite well for most of the game. They just got gassed. They just,
Mhm.
they just couldn't hold on. That was so ugly. I hated that. Gino looked bad. The O line's getting back to us. Did not run it enough. We got to run the football more.
Mhm.
Got to run the football more. Charbonnet and Ken Walker, not enough. Uh, Throw the tape in the dumpster, burn it, move on.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, this is watching this game live. I watched it live. It was just one of those games where literally nothing could go right. They
Hmm.
couldn't tackle, they couldn't cover. I mean, literally nothing could go right for them. This is just a throwaway the tape game
Boya
because
Mafe looked good. Leonard Williams looked really good. He looked
yeah,
really good. It's hard to play the Ravens as an NFC team, and also especially when they're maybe the best team in the AFC.
mm,
What they did to two, I'd say NFC contenders 2 weeks in like 3 weeks. Pretty impressive.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just looking.
30,
And
38
but
to
then
6,
and then
37 to
they had
3.
I guess they Cardinals backdoor cover into that. They won pretty comfortably,
Yeah, yeah.
but that tight, like there are weird games in there too. Like they barely beat the Bengals back when Joe Burrow only had one leg. That'll be an amazing Thursday night game, by the way, next week. Um,
Yep, move on.
they are playing really well. They're playing really, really freaking good football. The Titans one's kind of weird. That one was in London, so you can kind of chalk it up to that.
The Colts one was in the rain with no Lamar either.
No, Lamar played in that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, it
he
was no
played. Yeah.
AR. It was no AR.
No AR, yeah.
Yeah, no. Move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have many thoughts on this game
Worst,
either.
one of the worst games I've watched in the Pete Carroll era.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Any thoughts here, Daniel?
Welcome to the club, Rob.
Yeah, got punked by the Ravens in Baltimore. Hey, my
Exactly.
favorite part of the broadcast, they showed like some really good looking crabs at like a restaurant. Oh, that looked pretty good. I'm a big crab guy.
There we go.
Don't for the crab cakes, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know what's funny about this next game is on our week 9 preview pod, we said, going into the year, this game looks so ugly, but it's actually gonna probably be pretty fun.
And we were
It
right.
ended up being the game of the year. Tampa Houston was
That was an
an
awesome game.
amazing game. Oh man, this was incredible. I as someone who always roots for NFC against the AFC unless the Bengals are involved. I was rooting for Tampa at the end. I thought they pulled it out. Man, CJ Stroud's got that clutch gene, man.
He's so good.
He's
He's so
so
good.
good. He's already he's probably already the best
Oh,
rookie quarterback of all time.
okay. Let's not go that far.
Best rookie quarterback. Best
No.
rookie season by rookie quarterbacks ever.
RG3.
Yes.
RG3.
No, Stroud.
Russell Wilson.
Stroud.
No. You are jumping way ahead of yourself.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
That's the
are.
funny thing is I'm
Yes, you
not.
are. You're
Let's look
jumping
at their
way ahead of
stats.
yourself.
Let's look at their
I
stats.
think
Hold
you're
on.
forgetting about a guy named Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
He was pretty damn good his rookie year, too.
All three of those quarterbacks were really good.
31. Okay, so we have to look at his pace here. So 31, 26, and 10. He is, again, we have to look at pace here. 22. How many games left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's got 9 games left.
Hey, remember last week when we talked about taking his lumps and having some rookie struggles? Jeez, what a rebound, dude. Calm down. He's a rookie.
Look at that. He almost had a perfect passer rating. That's insane. Nah, he's lighting it up, man. I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm saying
That's
he's
still
gonna
a
end up
reach,
having
man.
the
That's
best
still
rookie
a
quarterback
big
season
reach.
ever.
I wouldn't say that
Statistically
yet.
speaking, the guy he's got to beat is Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
It's not even any of the guys you mentioned.
I just listed off some names rapid fire. I'm stuck in 2012.
It's gonna be Stroud, I think. But he's incredible. Tank Dell's incredible.
Shout out to Kate Otten.
Kate Otten scoring what I thought was gonna be the game-winning touchdown.
How depressed Baker looked after the winner. That was rough. Poor guy.
Yeah,
that was
been through it, man.
Fun game.
Yeah. Anyone who's watching this game live got a treat, man.
Vita Vea, there's a video of Vita Vea and Greg Gaines barking for Kate Otten on the sideline.
That's awesome. Where's Joe Tryon?
I didn't see him in that picture, but yeah.
Oh, man.
3 out of 4 of the Bucks starting on the line.
Yep, they're D-line.
Or yeah, D-line.
Yeah. Plus they're starting tight end. So there you go.
Yeah, they're smart and actually took good UW players, unlike us. Jesus Christ, we've had an aversion to it.
We took Drew Sample. He scored a touchdown this week, actually.
He had a great touchdown.
Yeah, it was a good week for UW tight ends. Now I think about it.
I don't know if Will Dissly did anything.
He probably didn't. He definitely didn't get a touchdown.
Oh, come on, that was mean.
Yeah, it's statistically speaking, though, you only scored 3 points.
You're not wrong.
Didn't score a
but
touchdown.
That was mean.
True. Yeah. Tampa thoughts, man. That defense. We're talking about how that defense is gonna, give Stroud, make him go through the rookie lumps. They looked like freaking toilet paper, man. They were horrible. They need to figure that out. But hey, Baker's he's still kind of balling, honestly. He's doing his thing. So any thoughts, Daniel? Didn't really ask your thoughts on this one yet.
CJ Stroud's a fucking gamer, man.
Uh-huh.
He's an absolute gamer. And that's all I gotta say on that.
Yeah.
I'm
Quick
so
question.
vindicated about the 23 QB class.
Yeah.
I am so fucking vindicated. I had all three of them ahead of Bryce. I didn't have Levis ahead of Bryce, but
yeah, I was gonna say.
But I said I would have taken all three instead of Bryce.
We'll see, man. We get him in a real offense. He's playing with practice squad guys right now.
The ghost of Adam Thielen.
Literally
is his best receiver.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a long rebuild for the Panthers, man.
No, it
isn't.
They
don't even have their first pick.
Yeah, which might end up being the first pick. It was crazy. So,
and they didn't even pick the right quarterback.
Doesn't look like it right now. We'll give it time, but I just want to point out, if you'd said after the rookie years, pretty much everyone would say Herbert should have been the pick over Burrow, and it came back around.
Burrow was hurt the whole year, though.
True, that is true. So, all I'm saying
I
is
don't think people would have said that before
season.
Burrow got hurt.
Probably not, but once he did get hurt, it was all the talk was, oh yeah, Herbert should have been the first pick. All I'm saying with that is, though, don't over evaluate based on their rookie year. Give them 2 or 3 years. After that, it's like, okay, we can say who was and wasn't a bust. But
no,
right now
I'm doing it now.
Right now, Stroud looks like he should have been the guy for sure. Funny enough, actually, the next game we got is Colts Panthers here. But before we do that, I do have one quick question. CJ Stroud passed for 470 yards in this game alone. I'm going to Google something here real fast. Tommy DeVito.
He has -1 yards.
-1 yards. So that's and 28.6 completion percentage.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Does Tommy DeVito in the next 8 games, does he even get 1,000 yards? Because CJ Stroud almost hit half of that in one.
He's not going to be a quarterback for them too much longer. They have to bring in someone off the streets. This is so bad.
It's horrible. He might be the worst.
There has to bring in Ben DiNucci.
DiNucci, baby.
Bring him in, the MVP.
Honestly, just sign him like AJ McCarron off the Bengals practice squad, honestly. Like, something's better than this.
There's 100% better options out there.
Mm-hmm.
If Josh Dobbs could start, like after getting traded like 3 days ago,
yeah,
you could bring in someone. Especially because now Jones is out for the year.
Yeah. Now it's not like, oh, we got to hold off for a while. No, they named him the starter. Maybe Brian Dable is just like, screw it at this point. Tank for Caleb.
Honestly, I respect it. They should.
He's still in it. So,
if they didn't have that comeback against the Cards, man,
they would be the first. Yeah, they really screwed the pooch in their draft. Granted,
Kyler's going to win him a game or two.
Kyler's
going to win him a game or two.
No, they will. But I mean, think about it. They would have gained the Cardinals a win and lost a win themselves. They would be firmly in first place. But they're not.
I think Caleb might Eli himself to the Giants. It's worked before.
It's true. Giants like that right now. And they've got a good offensive coach too. speaking of back to the Colts Panthers thing here, Bryce Young did not look good against the Colts. Didn't look good against the Bears tonight either, to be quite frank. But he did not look good against the Colts. 2 pick sixes, a third pick to basically end the game. Only 173 passing yards, and this is not a good Colts defense, by the way. Yikes!
We've been up and down.
Remember what they let the Browns do a couple weeks ago with PJ Walker. Remember what they let the Saints do a week ago.
True.
So
yeah, they're running out of depth. You know, who had a good game though, who I am totally shocked is taking starting snaps in the NFL.
Who's that?
Alex Cook had a good game.
Alex Cook
for the Panthers.
He's starting for the Panthers? I did not know that. That's actually really sad.
Last week was his first start.
Oh, did he start tonight? I missed him out there.
I don't know. I think yeah.
I didn't even realize he freaking
I did not
was in
think,
the NFL.
You know, really good guy, great team captain for us, but man, he was bad last year.
Man, I didn't even know he was in the NFL.
I think he got bumped up on the practice squad for a game or something.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, they signed him from the Giants practice squad October 17th. Yeah. To starting in his NFL debut. Yeah, look at that. He started. That's insane. Well, hey, good for AC, I guess.
Got any stories?
They're getting in Panthers. Nah, he's awesome, man. He's a great dude. He's a great dude.
I'm totally rooting for him, but I did not expect this.
I didn't expect him to make an NFL roster. I'm stunned, honestly.
Maybe it was the scheme. But honestly, did he look any good? I don't remember him being amazing under Jimmy.
He was better under Jimmy. He still wasn't like NFL.
That's a scheme that is very kind to safeties.
Yeah, for sure. Gardner keeps balling. I guess
he is
from the Colts' perspective.
He might get another place to start next year.
Oh, he probably will, honestly. Whatever team misses out on like some of the top quarterbacks next year, they should bring in. Honestly, even a team that does get a top quarterback, they should just do what the Colts did this year and like
bring Gardner home. Bring Gardner back to the Pacific Northwest.
Honestly, he'd probably be an upgrade over Geno right now. Too bad I missed the trade deadline for that.
Cheaper.
Yeah, and cheaper, much cheaper. So
Geno's getting cut at this point.
Yeah. There you go. Any thoughts on Colts Panthers, Daniel?
No, man. I thought I was going to be vindicated about my Panthers prediction. I was almost there with the Texans win. I did get that right as their first win of the season, but at this point they're 1-8. I don't think they're going to go 7-1. So
that would be pretty impressive if they do. So
it would be impressive, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, you weren't the only one on this podcast who was high on the Panthers preseason.
I'll say that.
I was. I predicted them to win the NFC South, actually. In my personal predictions, I was wrong about that.
I thought Frank Reich was a good coach too, and they were building.
Yeah, I mean, I knew losing DJ Moore would hurt, but I thought you upgrade at quarterback. You still bring in Adam Thielen and DJ Chark to kind of offset the loss of DJ Moore. Nope. Nope. So Panthers are bad. Yep. And they're in a really bad spot too, with not even having their first pick. Speaking of two teams in a bad spot, we already talked about the Giants a little bit. Tommy DeVito, you are an embarrassment to the position people call quarterback. Please retire and never show your face in New York again, is what I would say if I was a Giants fan. As someone who doesn't really care and thinks it's funny, you do you, Tommy. I'm rooting for you, buddy. He's really bad. The Giants as a whole are really bad. They were losing this game before before Daniel Jones got hurt because the Giants suck. Not just Tommy. The whole Giants team sucks. From a Raiders perspective, this is the classic fired head coach boost,
It's
which is
not real.
real. It
Not
is
real.
so real. It worked
They
for
were
Jeff
playing
Saturday
Danny
last year.
DeVito.
It
They were
worked for
playing Danny
Jeff
DeVito. I'm
Saturday
going to be doing
last year.
statistical analysis to debunk this. It is full of garbage.
It works. It works. It's just another example that it is very, very real.
No, I feel like in this case though, you could kind of argue either or, just because like yeah, they got the new coach, but the Giants suck, dude. But they don't just suck. They're like that's like the worst team in the league.
But you also have to
You
factor
argue
no,
for that.
true. Very true. Very true. But you also have to factor in the coach that did get fired in this case was a coach that all the players literally hated in Josh McDaniels.
Cool. And he would have still beat the Giants if Josh
Probably.
McDaniels was there. Maybe they don't score 30, but they still win that game.
They literally wouldn't have scored 30 because they didn't in the 8 games prior. So
Did you guys hear the story that came out of what happened during during this week for or the week that McDaniels got fired?
McDaniels got fired, how they had like an airing of the grievances session.
And it was so bad that he got fired after that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so bad.
The McAfee show one about it was funny.
Yeah. Don't you dare disrespect the New England Patriots.
Yep.
Man. That's man, Josh McDaniels, dude.
This guy sucks.
How I mean, Josh McDaniels will end up just being the next New England Reclamation Project, and he'll get hired by it. No, he'll never get hired again. There's no way, right? There's no way.
He's got to be cooked, man.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Bill will hire him back if he's back in New England, but there's no way he's ever a head coach again at this point. Yeah, it's bad, man. Horrible. Yeah, not much to say about this one though.
They had cigars in the locker room after the win.
Beating the Giants. Thanks, Josh.
Watch them do another Rich Bisaccia like run.
Oh yeah, with Antonio Pierce, and then they give up on him for like shoot, who would be the next like they went from Gruden to McDaniels, so they're gonna have to go for another like big name guy.
There's no way they'll make the same mistake twice.
They're gonna get Bill O'Brien.
Kellen Moore.
O'Brien. Kellen Moore, actually. Kellen Moore's not like a big name though. I'm thinking like a big name retread. Like
Bill O'Brien's a fun one.
Bill O'Brien's a good one there, actually. Bill O'Brien might be the best.
Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, but he wasn't an NFL retread.
No, he was an NFL.
Jim Harbaugh. Oh, it's gonna be Harbaugh.
There we go. Yeah.
It's gonna be Harbaugh. That's it. Perfect. So,
and we still don't even know the discipline that's coming out, and it's Friday. So I feel like I feel like he's not getting suspended if we don't know it yet.
Not for this one. He won't be. I don't think. Let's move ahead though to a good game, a great game actually, a fantastic game. Dallas Philly. This was awesome. I love everything about this game was fantastic. Dak finally came to play against a good team. He played his heart out. Yeah, he stepped out on the 2-point conversion. That's rough look. Outside of that one play though, he was fantastic. CD might be playing like the best receiver in the NFL right now. Him or AJ Brown probably.
They're both on my fantasy team, and I still suck. On your
fantasy team, yep.
I still suck.
Want to trade one of them to me? Philly. From Philly's standpoint, like you guys did what you need to do. Yeah, you fumbled the ball 4 times and you got all of them back. That's insane luck. Down at halftime though, and closed sealed the deal. So credit where credit's due in this one. I think this is just a good game between 2 top NFC teams. I honestly didn't think the Cowboys would be able to hang with the Eagles because of the way they'd been playing against good teams thus far, but they came to play in this one, and Just come up a little short, but
It's tough.
they'll be a tough team going forward. I think I might be back. It's funny, even in a loss, I might be back to respecting the Cowboys a bit more.
They're gonna lose to the Seahawks with the jerseys just because the jerseys are
Not
worth four.
not
It's
not
been
unless
established. It's been established.
not unless Geno starts playing better, man.
It's been established that the jerseys are worth four. But
Micah
honestly,
Parsons.
like with how bad he's been with turnovers, that's been the one thing that's all that Pete will actually make a quarterback change for is because of turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Lock's already bad with turnovers too, so we might give him a look, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, good.
Or is yours for the next one?
Oh no, I was
Go
gonna
off.
give Daniel. I was gonna let Daniel talk for Dallas Philly if he had any thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, man, they're both pretty solid teams. I'm not surprised that the Eagles came out on top, but Cowboys had their chances for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could probably argue the Cowboys were unlucky not to win, but then you could also say that they were lucky to be that close in the first place because Philly kind of tried to give them the game in certain spots.
Oh
That's
yeah,
kind of
that last drive, all those penalties was ridiculous.
yeah, dude. Like Philly marching the Cowboys down the field, the Cowboys get there, then they're moving back, and it's a whole mess there. But I
Mm-hmm.
think in a game like that, though, it's like you said, man. It's a great game. It's a really big rivalry too. Like
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, Philly, probably one of if not the biggest rivalry in the NFL. So these games are always going to be hotly contested, whether it's turnover filled, whether it's an offensive showdown, whether it's 10-7. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So yeah, honestly, it delivered, man. That's the
Yeah.
NFL's
It was a
about.
good one.
That's what it's about, man. It's supposed to be fun to watch good players, good teams. Dallas Philly delivered. That's a game every year that has a lot of pressure to deliver too. So
Mm-hmm.
did
Trying to
its job.
think, is there a better rivalry in the NFL right now than Dallas Philly? I mean, you can always make the argument for Pittsburgh Baltimore, but doesn't feel quite as
Any team against the
toxic.
Cowboys.
Any team against the Cowboys, true. Dallas, Pittsburgh Baltimore doesn't feel toxic. Dallas Philly kind of feels toxic.
I feel like Pat's Colts is starting to get pretty bad too.
Yeah, it's just
Seahawks
they both
Niners is
suck.
always pretty nasty.
Yeah, every single AFC North game will always be nasty. So, um, trying to think.
No, I think that should be the biggest right now. Maybe Chiefs Bengals. Burrowhead
Yeah,
stuff from
oh,
last year.
probably yeah, maybe Chiefs Bengals. Honestly, that might be the next one. That might be the next one. Um, that's probably up. Yeah, yeah, it's probably up there. Chiefs Bengals is probably two. They just don't play as often as Dallas and Philly are guaranteed 2 games a year. Um, but speaking of Joe Burr and the Cincinnati Bengals,
Get to it.
we should have killed the Bills, man. We way outplayed them. And I have no idea. I mean, the score is what the score is, 24-18. They left so many points on the field, and part of that concerns me. Like, why are you not finishing drives? Why are you getting crucial penalties in the red zone? Why aren't we scoring more touchdowns? Why we keep settling for field goals? But the other part of me is like, played one of the top teams in the AFC. Last week we played one of the top teams in the NFC. Won that game by 14. This game by 6. When it was 14 until garbage time. And in both games, I feel like they left points on the board or left points on the field, I should say, that they very easily could have extended the lead. That's 2 games in a row since the bye that Cincinnati has soundly outplayed a good team. They look like they're back. I know I said last week, I think they're back. They look all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they do have Baltimore coming up next Thursday, and they, of course, have to deal with Houston this Sunday. I'm worried about Houston as a letdown spot because they might be looking ahead to Baltimore. But man, if they keep playing the way they've been playing, firing on all cylinders, they might be right back at the top of the AFC. They're not far off. The funny thing is, every single team in the AFC North right now is at least 2 games over 500. So, yeah, it's I think Pittsburgh and Cleveland will both eventually fall off just because how bad both those offenses are. But if they can beat Baltimore next Thursday on Thursday Night Football, all of a sudden you're tied with them in the loss column and only a game behind them in the win column because Baltimore hasn't had their bye yet. Could be talking. Could that sizable lead the Ravens feel like they have in the division right now could start melting away. But they need to play their A game against Houston. That's not going to be a tough, or that's not going to be an easy win by any means. And they need to play their A+ game against Baltimore. They cannot be leaving points on the field the way they did against San Francisco and Buffalo if they want to win that game. But it is good to see them finally playing like I thought they would when we picked them to win the Super Bowl back in August. From a Buffalo standpoint, I don't even know what to do with this team, man. They do not feel like the same. They don't feel like the Buffalo Bills right now. They just feel kind of disjointed. Now, Josh Allen will still do some crazy, crazy shit every now and again that makes you go, wow, like that is an elite quarterback. And then he'll throw just a dumb pick like he did to Cam Taylor-Britt in the second quarter. Whereas, like, what are you looking at? What are you doing? Why'd you make that throw? It's just like he gets in hero ball mode, and when it's working, I don't know if there's a team in the league that can beat the Bills, but the problem with hero ball is it's only going to work at most half the time. And when it's not working, it can get ugly. They need a run game, like we talked about earlier. Their run game is non-existent. Josh Allen was their leading rusher in this game, and the Bengals' run D is still the worst part of their team. They couldn't do anything. They didn't even try to do anything. It was horrible. The Bills feel like a team without an identity right now, other than Josh Allen hero ball, which if that works 50% of the time, guess what? You're going to go 500. That's just the way stats work. So they need to figure it out. And they do not have an easy schedule coming up either. Want to look at their schedule? I want to show you this because I saw this on Sunday Night Football, and this is actually crazy to me. Broncos, okay. Jets, they've already lost a game to. Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, at the Chargers. Patriots, okay. At the Dolphins. There's probably 2 guaranteed wins left on this schedule.
There's a shot they could get left out of the playoffs.
There's a real shot they go like 8-9, which ain't cutting in the AFC. So they need to figure their shit out fast. The thing about the Bills is I always feel like they probably will, just because we've seen it with them quite a few years in a row now. But they have not have an easy schedule coming up. And like we talked about with Miami's schedule looking very, very manageable. Bills could be in a tough spot here for sure.
I didn't watch this game live. I had to watch condensed because I was at a 3.5-hour movie. But I echo a lot of what you got to say. Is that Bills just look disappointing, and the Bengals have definitely got their mojo back.
There you go. Anything else to add, Daniel?
What I gotta say about this game is that we just gotta. It's kind of what I was saying with the Dolphins game earlier. Let's calm down. Right? Everyone was shitting on the Bengals at the beginning of the season. They started like 1-3. They're 5-3 now. They're still the same team they've been. They're still good. Sometimes in the NFL, you just lose games. You lose games. It's kind of the same deal with the Bills, right? Everyone was anointing. I'm guilty of this too. I kind of anointed them. Granted, I did have them going to the Super Bowl before the season started, but I did kind of anoint them a little bit after the Dolphins win. Still an okay team. They're still going to get their wins. Still going to probably lose another game or two at least. The only thing I will say is that honestly, if the Bills don't make it to at least the championship game, like the AFC championship game this year, I think they should seriously consider some kind of refresh. Obviously, I'm not saying like full tear down rebuild. I'm saying maybe you look at a McDermott replacement. Maybe I think maybe Rob was talking about this last time I was here, but maybe bring Dable back so he and
trade for Dable.
I think that might be Dable harder for McDermott.
That might be harder if they end up getting Caleb or May. If not, I think that would be a very interesting thing to do.
Because it was a good pairing when they were together. So maybe you consider doing something like that. Um, yeah, I mean, y'all are talking about the running game. The running game's been an issue for that team for pretty much the whole
Ever.
Josh Allen era. Like
True.
they do absolutely have to fix that. I feel like they've committed a lot of resources to receiver over the years. If they can find a way to do the same thing but with running back, I think that'll go a long way
Their
for them.
receiving game's not even that good either.
Yeah, other than Diggs, honestly, it's like Gabe Davis. Khalil Shakur is a fun player.
He's a 3 at best.
He's a 3, exactly. And so is Gabe Davis, to be quite honest with you. And they're relying on him to be a 2. He got benched on the last drive. I also want to mention that. Um, big drive, and you're benching your wide receiver
You
2.
have a great tight end too, and you're not using him in the and part of the fun of a really good tight end. You have two of them,
Well,
two tight
Dawson
end
Knox has
sets.
been out for the he's been out for a
Oh,
few
really?
games now.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay,
on I
my
think
bad.
he's on IR. Yeah.
My
So he
bad.
wasn't
But
Kincaid was
still,
playing well though in his stead.
oh yeah, he's playing really well. But I mean, part of the fun of tight ends is you can have some extra bodies for your running game, and you're still not doing it.
Mm.
It's frustrating. I think that team can be managed a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. And he, and Dan, you bring up a great point there. The talent is still there. This is not that different of a Bills. It's the same Bills team that was what was like winning 40-3 against the Raiders and commies and
Yeah.
earlier in the season. It's the same Bills team as that. They don't have Tre'Davious White anymore, but they did get Von Miller back. They didn't even have Von Miller in those games. So yeah, it's we'll see. They still do have all the talent. Like I said, I just trust the Bills will bounce back, but it's just ugly. And especially, I think what I'm more than anything want to say with that is looking at that schedule, they need to turn it around in a big way
Mm-mm.
if they're gonna win most of these games. So I'm trying to say.
Are we now 3 years from the Josh Allen breakout?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
I feel
2020
like
was probably his breakout. So
Yeah,
yeah, this is probably season 4 of his breakout, honestly.
Josh Allen town.
Yeah. Um Finish up here Monday Night Football. Not much to talk about in this one. It was ugly for both sides. Ignore that the Chargers got 27 points. Those
Punt return.
punt return, fumbles deep in Jets territory. It was yeah, the Chargers offense looked completely inept, to be quite frank with you. In fact, I think if I remember correctly, I think despite winning by 21 points, I actually want to say the Jets had more yards total. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
270 to 191, more first downs,
Three
more time of
turnovers.
possession, lost by 21 points. That's the 3 turnovers right there. That's the difference maker. That's insane, actually. Like I can't even remember the last time a stat line like this happened and you lost
Oh,
by
I think they
21 points.
exist. I think
I'm
I
sure
think
they
they
do, but it's just crazy,
hmm.
man.
I don't
Turnovers
think
will,
yeah.
yeah.
Turnovers get you, man. Turnovers are the most predictive stat to wins and losses.
Mhm. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's Zach Wilson.
And then
Just
let's talk about this Thursday night game. Both
yeah,
picked the
Zach
same
Wilson's
way.
horrible. Zach Wilson's horrible. Um, yeah, we picked what? We picked Bears -3, and they won by 3. Oh no, we minus Bears minus three and a
Oh, they
half.
covered. Damn it.
Oh, they covered. Dang it. So we missed this. These teams suck, man. Both of these teams suck. But I don't know what you really want to talk about with this one. It's rough.
At least we're gonna be getting a decent Thursday night football game soon. But
yes.
this was a rough week for me, both with the Seahawks, and I was 0 for 4 this week. Beau is taking a +3 lead.
Yep.
The first time since like week 2,
Yep.
week 1.
I think week 1 was last time I had any
Yeah.
lead. So we're
I think it
back,
was after
baby.
it was between week 1 and week 2. Is
Yeah,
when you
you're
had a
right.
lead.
Yeah, it was after week 1 going into week 2 was the last time I had any lead, and now I've crawled all the way back to +3. So good week for me. Shout out the Commanders, shout out the Raiders, shout out the Eagles, and shout out the
The Ravens.
I'm not gonna say that one.
The Ravens.
Shout out the Seahawks for losing that badly, because I will never say shout out the team. But we're on to actually any closing thoughts on week 9, guys, before we're exactly halfway
It
through the NFL regular
lived
season.
up. It lived up.
It lived up, that's for sure. Other than the Seahawks Ravens game, the other games that we were hyping up all were good games. So there you go.
I'm seeing a pretty big rivalry here too for this Week 10 slate.
Oh yeah, a big one that you're talking about. Colts.
Manning versus Brady, man.
Manning versus Brady. That's right. We're back in 2009 now. Man, we've been hopping all over the timeline. Right. Here we go. Colts, Patriots. Since it's a Patriots game, you want to lead us off, Daniel?
Yeah, I'll cut the meme for now, but yeah, it'll be an interesting game, I think. I feel like a lot of people might take the Colts, but I don't know, man. Like the Colts strike me as a team that would just like struggle in a place like Foxborough.
Like I don't know. Frankfurt, Germany.
It's wait, no way.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I just saw that. Okay, that changes the calculus a little bit. Dang. Okay, I don't know, man. I think whoever's traveling first is going to win the game.
You're probably right.
That's how this season works. I don't know, man. Give me. I don't know, man. I got a good feeling about New England either way. Because I was gonna say, like, I thought it was in Foxborough for a moment, and I was like, the Colts, I feel like would struggle in that kind of environment. Yeah, just give me the Pats anyway. Why not?
Okay. I respect that. I'm gonna go Colts -2. Their offense is actually playing great football right now. I don't know if the Patriots know what offense is. Yeah, give me Colts -2. I actually feel pretty strongly about that one too.
I'm gonna agree there. The only thing that makes me worry is that it's first-year head coach going to Frankfurt. That might scare me a little bit.
True. That is true. But move on here. Houston going to the jungle, take on Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati favored by a whole ass touchdown in this game, taking on a Texans team, which if you looked at their injury report yesterday, they were beat the hell up. They got a lot of those guys back today, but they're hurting. The Bengals are hurting too, though, to be quite frank, although it does sound like Jamar Chase will end up playing in this game. Bengals will win, but I think Texans cover. +7 is just too big of a line, I think.
I'm gonna agree there. We're pretty high on the Texans and CJ. 7's a lot. Especially, they are banged up. They are coming off an emotional win, which might scare me a little bit, but I think that's too much for 7. Bengals win, Texans cover.
I don't think the Texans cover, boys. I feel like I get the sense that Houston's coming off like a really, really high.
And that's what I was kind of going off of.
They're still a very young team. They're having to go on the road to the jungle. Bengals are starting to find their stride. It's a pretty tough place to play for a lot of quarterbacks. I think Stroud included in this case. Bengals aren't going to play the perfect game. I still think Houston competes. It's going to be like a 24-10 kind of game in favor of Cincy. I think CJ Stroud will probably look okay, maybe one pick. I think Bengals maybe sloppy here and there, but for the most part, get the job done. Seems like the kind of game that Joe Mixon might show up for.
I love how Bengals Stadium is now a place. It's the jungle. Oh, yeah. It's a hard place to play now.
They've lost 2 games there in the past 2 years, and one of them was the super fluky one against the Steelers last year. Their only legit loss was the Ravens game this year, where Joe Burrow had one leg. So, yeah, it's a destination now. It's a destination, and they're striped. The thing they did this week is stripe the jungle. I wish they could do that every week, man. That was so cool. That would be so cool if they could pull that off on a weekly basis.
It's tough because people are dumb.
No, exactly. It took a lot of they'd been coordinating that since after the Seahawks game. They were posting that online. Like, hey, our next home game is Sunday Night Football against the Bills. We're going to be striping the jungle. It took 3 weeks of preparation for that. So I doubt it's something I can pull off continuously, but it looked really good. Good. Speaking of looking really good, we got 2 all-star teams here in the Saints and the Vikings. Derek Carr versus Josh Dobbs. I mean, Why is this game not on Sunday Night Football?
That's horrible.
You know, the funny thing is, unironically, this matchup would still beat out a lot of the matchups we've seen this year on Sunday Night
Dude,
Football.
Jets Raiders is on Sunday Night Football. I would take Saints Vikings over it,
I
even with
would. I
Dobbs.
would. Hey, this at least has playoff implications.
True. Both these teams are 5-4. So actually, hold on. I want to do
Uh,
a quick bit of research here.
I am so sick of New York teams on prime time. They really screwed that one up. Bet on the wrong horse.
Yeah, this is one of only 3 games this week where both teams actually have winning records. The other two are Niners, Jags, and Browns, Ravens. So there you go. We have a big game here. Since it's NFC North, I'll let Daniel lead this one off.
Yeah, kind of like the Texans Bengals game. I think the Vikings had their feel good game. You know, they don't get to play against Arthur. Actually, no, they don't get Arthur Smith this week. They get Pete Carmichael. I don't know how much better or worse that is, but yeah, I think Minnesota is going to do what Minnesota does, and they're going to lose this game. And if they don't lose this game, honestly, they will probably finish over 500 because their schedule on paper is pretty easy, except for the 2 games they have against the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, besides those 2 weeks, Minnesota's got a bit of a cake schedule. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that they're a bit of a cake team themselves right now. So you expect them to not maybe do so well. If they win this game, I'll probably change my tune a little bit, but I'm still taking New Orleans, maybe by probably Saints by like a field goal or something. Minnesota
Mm-hmm.
blows it in the fourth quarter, and their fans go back
Mm.
to panicking.
There you go. Rob?
There's going to be a lot of memories of. I think they're definitely going to be playing the Minneapolis Miracle a couple times. For this one, which is going to be pretty funny. Um, I'm going to agree with Daniel here. Saints 2.5. I like that. I think Saints have a good defense. Might fluster old Dobbs a little bit. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think, and Jefferson's not coming back either. So I'm gonna take the Saints here, -2.5.
I agree with both of you guys too. I think Dobbs falls a little bit back down to earth. I know I mentioned he played really good in his first few games with Arizona before falling off. I think probably the same thing happens in Minnesota, especially with no Jefferson. Um, Packers Steelers Super
You want
Bowl
to go first,
rematch.
though?
I'll go first with this one, even though it's NFC North. It's also AFC North, so I'll go first. Um, I hate to say it, but give me the Steelers in this one. Packers are just really, really bad. Their offense is horrible. Steelers also are horrible on offense, but at least their defenses are still really, really freaking good. Yeah, no, the Steelers will win this game. I think they'd probably win it comfortably. I say they win it by like 10. So yeah, give me the -3.5, not even having to worry about it.
Hmm. I'm gonna agree there. Packers just they're gonna have. I think TJ Watt's gonna get like 3 sacks or something like that.
Yeah.
Jordan Love's just not it. It's gonna
Yeah.
be low scoring. Take the under there, folks.
Oh, for sure. Take the under. There you go.
Yeah, I think this game screams like 10-3 or 17-3 Pittsburgh. It's going to be so bad to watch, but I
Mm-hmm.
think the Steelers will make absolute mincemeat out of Rex Grossman Jr. and Green Bay will get absolutely embarrassed. So yeah, give me the Steelers.
Love Rex Grossman
That's a
Jr. I
T-shirt
love it.
right there. Is Rex Grossman Jr. for Jordan Love. It's a
There you
T-shirt.
go. There you go. So we go from Green Bay to Tampa Bay when Tennessee visits the great state of Florida to take on Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Um, Titans on their flight down are getting 1.5 points.
Mm.
Will Levis, your
This will be a
boy.
fun one. This is gonna be fun. Do you want this one, Daniel? Since I know you have a soft spot for the Bucks.
Sure, dude. I think this game will probably be in the 20s. This screams like maybe 28-24 kind of game. It'll be a good one. I think Will Levis is looking nice. I think Rob's looking pretty vindicated right now about his hype for him. Like I thought he looked really good in his first game. They
Mhm.
were they were playing the Falcons, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought he looked good in that game. You look all right against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got a tough defense. Levis still did the best he could there. I think the Bucks bounce back and win this game, but it'll be competitive. It'll be close. And yeah, that's all I got to say.
I'm gonna go. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. I'm gonna go Bucks minus 1.5 just for the heat. Just for that
Mm-hmm.
Ray J heat. Tough place to go into.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Bucks.
Worth noting on that note too that they will be wearing their white jerseys, and they'll be making the Titans wear the all navy. So a
Oh,
little bit of a
poor
good
Titans.
strategy there.
Oh, that's rough.
Um,
That's like they're wearing black.
yeah.
They should try to wear their Oilers jerseys, honestly. Oh, I wish we could see Oilers versus Creamsicles.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm actually gonna go the other way with this one. I'm gonna be the Will Levis fanboy here. I think the Titans win. Even if they don't win, I think they cover. Plus 1.5 here. I was really impressed by how they're able to hang with Pittsburgh, and that's a tough defense. This Tampa defense ain't that Pittsburgh defense. Will Levis has shown he can go on the road and he can compete. And even though I do still think Baker Mayfield's a bit of a baller, I just don't know if he's going to get the help from the other side of the football. Versus that Titans defense can play from here on there. Their corners aren't great. So, Mike Evans might be in store for a big game. Chris Godwin definitely probably will be. But I still just that Bucks defense scares me. And seeing what Will Levis has been able to do through 2 games so far, I would not be surprised. He's not gonna have the same game that Stroud had against Tampa. But he'll have a strong outing, I think. So Titans plus one and
If
a
he
half.
has a better game against Tampa than Stroud had, will he become the best rookie quarterback ever?
If he has a better game, okay, and I'll stick to this. If he has a better game, I feel like Rob already knows the bet I'm gonna make here. If he has a better game against Tampa than Stroud had, try to guess what I'm gonna do on the pod next week.
Oh, you're gonna be drinking some Mayo coffee.
Oh, that's right, baby. I'll drink some mayo coffee.
God.
I'll do it live on the
It's
pod.
still yet
If
to have been done. It's still yet to have been done. If Levis pulled it off, it would have happened.
Levis has a better game than Stroud, I'm gonna drink mayo coffee
I'd
on the
kill to
pod.
have Levis on the Seahawks right now. Kill
Yeah.
for it.
Niners going to the Jags. Niners favored by 3 in the Jacksonville Heat. Although Jacksonville is going to be wearing all teal. Niners going to be wearing the standard
So
road
dumb.
whites.
Idiots.
Yeah, Jags should have been smart. Although the red wouldn't have the same impact that the Navy would. But both teams coming off a bye. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars in this one. 3-point dogs. So they're gonna get 3 points coming their way too. I think the Jaguars are just playing better football. They're on like a 5-game win streak while the Niners are on 3-game losing streak. Also factoring in the west to east travel. That's definitely a factor. I think the Jaguars are ultimately playing better football right now. Niners still have some weaknesses. It does, part of me is like, hey, Trent Williams will be back, Deebo Samuel will be back. That makes a difference. It does. But once you start losing games, I think it does kind of start to wear on you psyche wise. With the travel, with everything going on. Plus, I'm getting 3 points for the Jags. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners win this, but I think Jags win by less than 3. Or Jags lose by less than 3 if they do lose. What I'm trying to say is give me Jags plus 3.
I'm gonna agree. Jags plus 3 is a very tasty bet. I might even take that money line.
Yeah.
Hot, east to west, 10 Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
Recipe for disaster. This is the old, taking down a really good team out of division, proving that you're for real. I love it. Give me the Jags.
Yeah, there you go.
I like the Niners, boys. And the one reason I say that, I don't think the Niners are bad enough to lose 4 straight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jacksonville might come to earth a little bit. Give me the
Yeah.
Niners.
especially with them getting healthy. This is a non-easy one for me at all. I would not be surprised at all if the Niners pull this out. Browns going to Baltimore. Worth noting, they lost 28-3, I believe. In week 4. Yeah, in week 4, they lost 28-3 at home to this same Ravens team. Now, granted, Deshaun didn't play at all in this game, and he'll be back for this one. That was DTR. Rest in peace. Anyways, so Browns going to Baltimore. Ravens favored by 6 here. As much as I hate to say it again, you gotta give me the Ravens in this one. They're just playing better football than the Browns are right now. The thing is, the Browns defense is still really good, but the Ravens offense is firing on all cylinders right now. And we have seen an offense give the Browns defense fits. It's the Indianapolis Colts. Now that's the Shane Steichen system versus Tom Monken. It's not like the exact same or anything. However, both utilize mobile quarterback. Well, Gardner Minshew's not mobile, but the framework of the offense is going to be very similar. Also, they won 28-3 in Cleveland like a month and a half ago. It's hard to get that out of my mind. Give me Ravens -6.
Don't agree there. Ravens. I'm not betting against the Ravens after last week.
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
There you go. Falcons. Speaking of birds, got a little bird battle in the desert. Falcons versus the Arizona Kyler Murrays. He's back, folks. He's back.
He's back. He's
back.
back. And just like you said, it's the Arizona Kyler Murrays. That's a one-man team, giving the Falcons -1.5. He's gonna be rusty.
Ahead, he's gonna be rusty. That's true. Go ahead, Daniel.
Give me the Cards. Kyler Murray, game-winning drive. I hate the Falcons so much. I really, really hate that team. Give me the Cards.
I'm also going to go with Cards, actually, +1.5 here. They're at home. They're getting their quarterback back. And you're right. He is definitely going to be rusty. Don't get me wrong. It is worth noting he's been back at practice for like 3 weeks now, to be fair.
Game speed.
No, you're right. You're right. Falcons suck. They suck on the road. And they've now lost 2 games back to back to quarterbacks having their first start with that team. Make it 3 in a row, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I just got a good feeling about the Cards in this one. This is one of the ones I think they do win.
You fool! You fool! You're gonna
picking the Card. Picking the Cards.
Free money.
Picking the Cardinals will never feel good, but
Bullborn every day.
Feeling about it. What are our differences so far as we head into this afternoon slate? Is it just Tampa?
Bucks.
Okay. Bucks and Cardinals. Okay.
Take this one, Danny boy.
You're up, Daniel.
You know that this team has come a long way when they're actually favored out on the West Coast to win a game of football. So it's pretty crazy to see that line. I was kind of thinking about this game a little bit. Like I've kind of been teetering, to be honest, on who I think would win this game. Because I think the Lions as a team, with like the coaching, the balance, I think they're better right now than LA is. But LA's got a good quarterback. The Lions secondary kind of struggles sometimes with really good quarterbacks. Granted, we played a lot of bad quarterbacks and they've been bad, but we played guys like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson dotted us up. Geno Smith always dots us up. That's just a given. Who else? Probably a few others I'm missing, but I think Justin Herbert might come out and have a good game. And depending on how good he plays is probably going to impact the direction the game goes. But honestly, I'm going to take the Lions in a pretty close game, maybe win by between 3 and 7 points. And you know what? The Lions kind of struggle on the road sometimes, but I think for the most part, it depends on the venue because it kind of relies a lot on how Goff does in specific fields. Like Baltimore, for example, is a little bit of a rougher place to play. It's very outdoorsy. You kind of feel all the elements there. Then you have the Chargers. Perfect weather, indoor for the most part. It's a pretty easy place to play. And there's going to be a lot of Lions fans there too. So I think Jared Goff will probably still have a really good game. I think Amon Ra hopefully comes back. He plays well. Jahmyr Gibbs had his breakout against the Raiders. It's kind of funny. So
Hmm.
I was visiting my buddy in Colorado a couple weeks ago, and we went to a bar to watch that game. It was the first time he'd ever watched like a full football game, and he got to see Jahmyr Gibbs' breakout,
Mm.
which is amazing.
That's a lucky guy right there, huh?
That's what I'm
He's gonna
saying,
love the
man.
game.
Like Gibbs killed it, man. The Lions should have scored like 50 that game, but they didn't. We decided to be a charity for the Raiders. I guess that was kind of the trade-off. The Raiders get rid of Josh McDaniels in exchange. The Lions will, help them make the game a little closer, right? Can't blow them out too much. Monday Night Football, a bunch of people are watching. Can't be scoring 50 on them. We should have though, but anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah, give me the Lions in a pretty close game. I think it'll be relatively high scoring. Maybe we hit 30, maybe like between high 20s, low 30s. It'll be a fun one, hopefully. I'm kind of hyping that game up a little bit from like a neutral perspective. I think it should be a really fun game to watch. I think it's a good matchup. So I hope for a neutral sake it delivers. I hope for my sake the Lions win. That's what I got.
Yeah.
That's you, Mr. Gleason.
Give me the Lions in this one. I actually
Hmm.
I saw how the Chargers played against an interconference opponent in the Cowboys that I think are probably about on the same level as the Lions. They did not look good. They did not look good at all. I saw they played against the Jets. Now, granted, the Jets have an elite defense, but Chargers didn't get 200 yards of offense. There is serious issues with that offense right now, that they need to get ironed out, figured out. And this Lions defense, like Daniel said, like there are some quarterbacks that have been able to have their way with them. The fact that Geno Smith is one of them does kind of scare me. However, a lot of that's also just experience too. Um, Give me the Lions in this one. I actually think that here's my bold prediction. This game's going to go to overtime. And the Lions will win on a walk-off field goal, which
I'm
is
gonna
3 points.
take
So
I'm gonna take the Chargers with the points.
okay.
I don't know. I'm just feeling it. Good quarterback. They're due.
Let's see, man. I
Oh
thought they
gosh, this looks like a college football spread.
Yeah, honestly, this is the biggest spread of the season so far with
And
the Giants
Oh
going
honestly,
down to
God.
Dallas.
honestly
Two and a half?
though, we saw what they did to him week one.
And we also saw that was with Daniel Jones. This is with
And
Tommy
Saquon.
DeVito
And
and Saquon.
Saquon.
This is who just lost by 24 to the Raiders.
I'm taking Cowboys here. That's a lot, but Giants are
Yeah,
looking like worst team in the NFL right now.
I'm
I'm
taking
sorry.
Dallas too. I just
Sorry,
Giants are
UK.
horrible.
Dude, wait, is this game America's game of the week on Fox?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
Why? It's
stop
so
giving us
bad.
New York teams. We're
It's
sick of
so
them.
Stop
bad.
giving us NFC East games is the problem.
No, we're
Cowboys
getting
Eagles was
Jets
great.
too,
Dude,
dog. We got Jets on prime time.
even the
True.
Commanders, man, they're kind of fun to watch. It's just the Giants. They're so bad. Bro,
At least
Cowboys are gonna win by like 40. This
they
game
already
is
did
terrible.
once.
Yeah, they did once.
Honestly,
Oh,
no,
man.
this is bad. I don't even know how to defend this one, honestly, man. It's just giant. They are really, really bad. Oh, wait, here's the lone bright spot. Is it means we don't get Giants Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Okay, that's the only bright spot.
You know who do we do get though?
Who do we get?
Cowboys
Again,
Panthers.
we got is it Cowboys Panthers? No, it's Cowboys. It's Cowboys Commies,
Oh, okay.
It's,
Okay.
it's
which
not
My
is
bad.
mistake.
better than Cowboys Commanders at least.
I stand Sam Howell.
That could be fun. That could be interesting. Speaking of the Commies and Sam Howell, they're going on the road to take on the other Washington team. This time, Seattle, Washington, and they're getting 6.5 points on their flight over. Go ahead, lead it off, Mr. Jokinen.
I think Seahawks can bounce back. And I think the Commanders are bad, especially
Hmm.
after trading away Chase Young and Montez Sweat. Maybe it's the Cody Barton revenge game. Who knows? I think he's out for the year though. Something. I think he got dinged up. Um, I'm taking Seahawks 6.5.
I agree. I agree. I think the biggest weakness on this Commanders team is the trenches on both sides of the football. Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen are still really good, but their edges worry me with both Montez Sweat and Chase Young gone now. Um, I think if you're gonna really own the Seahawks offense, you do kind of have to own that offensive line and get in the backfield, rattle Russ or not rattle Russ, rattle Gino. Oh gosh, that's embarrassing. Rattle Gino.
Ooh.
I'm fired, hot shot.
That's a t-shirt we got to get. It's like
Oh yeah, we gotta get that one. Let's see. And then on the other side of the football, I think especially that Seahawks pass rush, and especially now that they got guys like Leonard Williams in there, they're going to be able to get to Sam Howell pretty easily, get him rattled. Honestly, again, I mean, I'm not a Sam Howell hater or anything, but he's taking like 5 or 6 sacks a game right now. It feels like
I
so.
know he has a bad O line, but it is a QB stat at some point.
It's a really bad O line though. Either way, though, that doesn't affect my pick here. Either way, he's taking sacks, so give me Seahawks minus 6.5.
I love Sam Howell, but I also got to take the Seahawks 6.5.
There we go. Oh man, what a Sunday night fun fest we got here. Is this the worst
Oh,
week of
man.
primetime football ever? There's only one game or one team playing between the six teams on third. Yeah, of the 6 teams playing in a primetime game this week, one of them has the winning record, and that's the 5-4 Bills. Um, Horrible week for primetime football. Maybe the worst ever. Um, Talking Jets Raiders though. This is a tough one. Jets flying cross country, but since it's prime time, it's not like it's gonna be like super early. It will be actually be, I guess it's
It's reverse. It's
starting
super late.
super late. Well, actually, no, not really, because it's gonna be starting at 8:20
Oh, yeah,
Eastern
yeah,
either
yeah.
way. So
Normal time, anyways. Yeah.
normal time. So do have the cross country flights, but the Raiders suck, but so do the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets in this one with -1.5. Just because if there's a unit in this team in this game that I trust, it's that Jets defense. Definitely take the under.
Hmm. I'm gonna agree there. I think I don't think Aiden O'Connell in that Raiders offense can do shit against the Jets defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Jets will score more than their defense will score more than their offense.
Yeah, I won't be surprised by that at all.
Yep, kind of in the same boat for me. I think Jets win it. It'll probably be relatively close, relatively low scoring. Give me the Jets.
And then the last game, the Broncos at the Bills on Monday Night Football. Bills favored by 7.5 here. I want to check something real fast. Broncos are playing better football recently. Actually, they've rattled off a few wins. Granted, not against like great teams or anything, but they did beat the Chiefs. Now I think about it, so I guess that counts. I'm just looking last time. So they did. I'm just looking at the last time the Bills won a game by 7.5 points. Not the Bucks, not the Giants, not the Fin. No, it was the Fins. Okay, it was the Fins here, and then they got 3 losses intermingled in there. Mm, this is a hard one, honestly, for me at least. Just because I feel like the Bills have to bounce back at some point. This might be it. I'm taking the Bills -7.5, but I don't feel great about it. That's more because the Broncos are really bad, I think. But yeah.
Daniel, I'll let you have this one.
Yeah, man, give me the Bills. I know they're looking a little rusty. I know people are trashing on them. I know people think this is the end of an era. They're still a good team, man. I think Denver is getting better, like you were saying, Bo. I think they'll probably compete a little bit, but Bills at home, they know they have to bounce back. They're not going to go 500. Give me
Hmm.
Buffalo.
Yeah, but did they win that by 8 points or more? That was the question.
I think they did. I think they do.
The
I think
reason I say they do is because they had the players only meeting today. That got announced.
Oh
that a
shit!
thing.
They had the players only meeting today.
Okay. Oh, they have to win by at least 8
They're
then.
gonna win by like 30 after that. Yeah. So all right. Go ahead, Deborah. Go ahead, Rob.
Um, Denver Broncos are coming off a huge win that they haven't had in 7 years. The Denver Broncos are coming off a super bye, is what I'm going to call it, since it's a Monday night game, mega bye, whatever you want to call it. Russell
15 days
Wilson will
off, really.
Russell Wilson will dig up his old primetime magic and at least cover. Give
There
me
you
the
go.
Broncos plus 7.5.
There you go. So what does that give us? 4 differences then?
Yep.
So I could be handing the lead right back to you if things don't go well.
I can only hope.
Gosh. So let's see. Differences. Bills, Broncos,
Chargers,
Chargers,
Lions,
Chargers, Lions, Falcons, Cardinals, and
Bucks,
Bucks,
Titans.
Titans. So we're actually split. You took 2 favorites. I took 2 favorites.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It's a nice even split this week.
This will be a fun one.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I feel confident about the Lions. That's probably the only one I actually feel confident in. The other two, the other three.
I never have any degree of confidence. It's just vibes, baby.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, there you go. That's it for NFL Week 10. NFL Week 10 preview and our NFL Week 9 review. As always, appreciate Daniel for joining on our NFL pod. Always our favorite guest for sure. Any closing thoughts? Actually, we'll leave Daniel. Any closing thoughts before we hand it back over to Will Levis fanboy?
It is a great era that the Green Bay Packers have a reincarnation of Rex Grossman and that the Detroit Lions are pseudo Super Bowl contenders. I'm not saying we're Super Bowl contenders. I don't think we're there yet. Might be another year or two. But pseudo Super Bowl contenders, meaning we could win a playoff game. I'm glad.
Hey, how about this? You're a contender, and that's vague enough to say that's vague enough that you can say it.
There are some people that consider the Cleveland Browns a contender. You're a contender.
Well, you know what, man? It's a good day. It's a good day to be a Lions fan.
I agree. It's a good day to be a fan of any of the cat teams, except the Panthers.
Ooh,
Panthers fans.
Touché.
Is a bear a cat?
No, I don't know what a bear is. What
bear
is
cat.
A bear?
A bear's
Sam
a bear.
Houston Bearcat. Cincinnati Bearcat. Look up is a Bearcat. I want to see this.
Bears are more closely related to dogs than they are to cats. Boo. Okay. I feel like it's probably neither. I mean, it's not either, but it's more close to a dog than a cat.
Okay, I'll accept it.
There you go. Any closing thoughts, Mr. Jokinen?
If one of us is Rex Grossman Jr., all of us are Rex Grossman Jr. One of us click like, all of us click like. If one of us click subscribe, all of us click subscribe. Thanks for watching.
And you forgot to say, if one of us fights in practice, and we all fight in practice, because we're gonna let them do it. We're gonna let them finish. Some people go into a fight wanting it to get broken up. We don't break it up here.
Nope, we don't break up